Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Living in Sync with our natural rhythm. Today is October. Let's see what October is all about. So in October, basically you've had the summer period behind you and you've basically made some new routines or new habits. Basically you made a kind of new way of how you act, and even though it might be that you've been being very enthusiastic about those things, they might also start to feel a bit like a task or like something you don't really like to do anymore that often. So now it's really important to focus on keeping that that discipline as well, even when you're not really enjoying it anymore, because when you want to grow, you just have to keep on moving and keep on practicing in what you want to be doing. Otherwise you will never really take your roots deep into the ground like a tree, So focus on keeping your routines up and see how you slowly grow and progress as well as a person, and then you really get deep. So when looking at nature now, it's also a period where a lot of leaves are starting to fall, at least compared to last month, because last month it was still quite warm and we didn't really have that much of we didn't really have a lot of things decaying. The nature just kept steady, and at least it looked steady, but the little things became decayed, and now it's starting to become more visible, and especially the next month we will see a lot of leaves falling, and it really may just look like it's getting autumn, And we also might see that our inner strength compared to that decaying is also being a little less in the way that we don't really express ourselves that strongly outside anymore, and we might lose our energy in that piece of ourselves, and we now get a little bit more compared to last month into ourselves, into our reflection, into looking at ourselves, what could be better, what went good, and a little more reflection. And coming back to that routine and discipline that you really have to keep up this time of the year, that might also end up being quite frustrating for you, because you would just want to be your enthusiastic and exciting self and do new stuff that really boosts your happiness or dopamine, and that might be hard, and it might also be a learning process for yourself to just keep on moving through that discipline and basically build up strength, just like with fitness. You might not always want to do some fitness or sports, but whenever you keep on doing it whilst you're not wanting to, well, of course the benefits and the strength in your body will increase much more than the people who just want to do it when they like to, because I don't know, maybe people only want to do it once or twice a week, but for the best optimal results you might have to do it 3 or 4 times a week, but the last 2 times might not even be fun, but it might be the best for your growth as a person. So it's all up to you, and just experience with it yourself. So now for the reflection. Basically by distancing yourself and standing above the events and the habits that you've ingrained, you can perceive them better and from a different angle. So what you can do is ask yourself questions like, what if I did it a different way? What if I am seeing it from only my perspective and not from the person that I'm doing it with? I don't know, just ask what if questions and figure out a different way of looking at things. And basically in that silence that you have with yourself whilst thinking, you get in contact with your conscience. And that reflection usually leads to a reordering of the breathing structures, or the way you do things in the last months. So you might do it different in the next couple of months. And the reason why you might want to do that, of course, is to even make it more efficient and more organized for yourself, so that you don't get too chaotic in your head, and it might because of that it might also lead to too much energy wasted, and this might also be a way to keep on doing your thing without really losing the essence of what you want to do. And it's also important to think about why you're doing what you're doing in this period, because if you're not having a proper why, then you might also lose the energy of why you want to do it, basically. Because let's see, like, why do I make these videos? If I didn't have a reason, then why would I even want to make this? Then I would just lose interest after a couple of months maybe. So figure out again for yourself, like, why are you doing this? Is there some kind of endpoint that you're working to, perhaps? So if you really have a thing that you want to do, then usually it comes naturally, the discipline, because then you know you have a mission to fulfill in your life, and something you are wanting to work on, whilst also realizing that you're slowly dying, and you have some kind of purpose that you want to complete before you die. That's really just a strong thing to keep disciplined, to really have something that you want to put out in this world and be strengthened in yourself in this lifetime. Nice English. So for the basic attitude, I just want to read from the book and make comparison, which might be a little strange, I don't know, but let's get into it. So although there may be a little visible in the shapes, you are now heavily pregnant, basically. That's what they say. So behave in the same way, carefully, purely, and with a calm expectation. Wait for the release and keep the tension off, and realize that what matters is that things take shape. The baby, for example, or your seed. So that is an autonomous process. It will just happen automatic. And the less you interfere with it, the better it will run. So stay centered, don't rush out, and keep the faith that the questions will come your way. You decide your game and your plan. So then the impulse and the undercurrent. It's now important to be aware of your enthusiasm. So think about the upcoming months. Like the next upcoming months, there's going to be some kind of crystallization where everything is going to move less and less and less, and you get more and more and more into yourself. So now it's really important that you think about the little things that you want to grow next year, in the next spring. So now think about what do you want to add up on all the things that you have been adding in the last year. And of course you can just enjoy the things that you've accomplished within yourself, but also think about the next period. Like the pregnant lady, you have to think about, okay, how can I feed that little baby that is growing inside of me, so that in the next year, in the next spring, after 9 months, whatever you want to make of it, you can really feed it and let it be healthy. Otherwise, you might just be focusing on the past, and then the baby will randomly be there and have no real good foundation of health. So also remember, you can't do everything at once. So now I have a diagnostic model which might help you focus on the introspection in yourself, so what you can think about. It's 6 points, and I will show them to you in the upcoming page. So this diagnostic model is basically to create some kind of balance for yourself, and the first thing to think about is, what did you do and what happened in spring and summer? So distinguish between the 5 layers of your human existence. So first off, your work and your operation, or your results, how you want to name it. Secondly, your physical condition. So how much maintenance and exercises do you really need, and are you actually doing those as well? Your emotional state. So how stable is it, and can you stay in the middle? Is it not too chaotic? Is it not too simple? Then the world of thought. Which substantial themes have really occupied you, and are you still busy? And then the spiritual side, lastly. Think about your inspiration or the meaning, or as I said before, the why. Like, why are you doing what you're doing? Then the second point of the diagnostic model, are your activities which you are doing still appropriate, and which one are and which one aren't? Which one are useful for yourself, and which ones are really almost blocking you from being who you want to be? Then the third one, the schedule in your agenda. So do you have enough time for rest, and can you make enough room for new things that you want to do? And have you gotten enough preparation time, or do you have enough preparation time? And of course, do you have enough discipline to really do what you want to do? And do you have enough structural sources of tension? And then the fourth one, so do you deliver in as well your work as your overall life? And if you're doing things, is it also quality based? And does it make you fulfilled as well? Does it make you happy? And does it make you happy? Then the fifth point, and think about what is the right balance for you between alone and being together. Think of your partner or children, parents or colleagues and friends. Like, how much loneliness do you want, or how much companionship do you want, and how much is needed for you to become who you want to be? And then the last point of the diagnostic model, what is the condition of your house and your financial situation? And why do I say this? Because your house is basically the place you are most, and if you have, for example, a chaotic house, you might also be chaotic in your mind. And if you have a clean house, you might also be more clean or more structured in your thinking as well. And of course, financial situations are as well really important, because that's basically the foundation of how we can live. Like, we need food, we need a house, a roof over our head. So think about how can you integrate and stay healthy in your financial situation whilst also becoming this new version of you. So in this month and maybe also in the next months, really think about these 6 points and make an overview of them, and if necessary, make a plan for improvement. Well, that is basically it for October. I hope you guys can integrate this information really nicely for this month, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It would really help the channel out, and it would make it easier to spread this information to other people. And I will see you guys in the next video, which is all about November. Bye bye.